Dear students, today we would be discussing some of the most typical but really good level questions from percentage. I mean, we are not talking about the ordinary questions, some really good level questions that have been asked in previous 10 to 15 years. So I have made a collection of few of those questions. So we will be discussing and in a manner. So the point of discussion is the shortest possible way in which these questions can be solved. So let us see, let's have a look at this one. Class B has 50% more students than class A. So two classes are mentioned here, class A, and then there is a second class, class B. Number of girls in class A is equal to the number of boys in class B. So let's understand it diagrammatically. So let this portion represent boys, this represent girls, and same for class B as well, boys and girls. Now what is the data given in the question? Number of girls in class A is equal to the number of boys in class B. So number of girls in class A, so let this be equal to Y. So this is equal to number of boys in class B. So this both figures are said to be equal. What else? Class B has 50% more students than class A. So no concrete data is given, so we assume a comfortable value. Class B has 50% more students than class A. So you can assume that total students here to be 100, then total students here would be how much? 150. So why are we using this approach? Because finding any percentage of 100 is very easy. If I ask you to find 37% of 100, you can answer within a fraction of second, 37. Even if I ask what is 23.09% of 100, immediately you can say that answer is 23.09. So whenever possible, we try to make things multiples of 100. So here we have that opportunity. Class B has 50% more students. That's why we assumed 100 and 150. Now what else? So if here number of girls is Y, number of boys would be 100 minus Y. And here the number of girls would be 150 minus Y, because total 150 students are there. What do we know? We know that the percentage of girls is same in both the classes. Percentage is same in both the classes. So if this is Y, this is 150 minus Y. So if percentage is same in both the classes, this class is 1.5 times larger. 1.5 times larger. Why? Because B has 50% more students. So I can say that Y when multiplied by 1.5 times should be equal to 150 minus Y, because percentage of girls is same in both the classes. So to maintain that percentage, if the class has become 1.5 times larger, the number of girls would have also become 1.5 times larger. So I can say that Y into 1.5 must be equal to 150 minus Y. So if Y comes this side, this becomes 2.5 Y is equal to 150. So from here, Y is equal to 150 by 2.5. So 2.5 into 6 is equal to 15. So Y comes out to be equal to 60, or else if you can understand this way. So Y is equal to 60. So things are clear now. 60 girls, 40 boys, and here 150 minus 60. So that is equal to 90 girls. So 150 minus 90, 60 boys. What is the question? Question is, what percentage of student group are boys? So total students in both the classes, because they are asking group. So total students 100 plus 150. So that is equal to 250. So out of this 250, what is the percentages of boy? So considering both the classes together, how many boys are studying? So in this one 40 and here 60. So total boys 40 plus 60 is equal to 100. So question is 100 is what percentage of 250? That means boys are what percentage of total students? So answer 100 is what percentage of 250? So 100 and 250 both are multiples of 50. So 2 times, 5 times, and this 20. So answer is 40%. So this is the correct answer. Let's move to next pattern of questions. Okay, so this is a very common pattern of questions, and if you understand the approach carefully, the next time you see such a question, it will hardly take you maximum 30 seconds to solve it. Please understand what is the meaning of the question. Fresh grape contains a 90% water by weight. So fresh grape, if you draw the internal structure of a fresh grape, so 90% of it is water. So 90% is water. What does that mean? What about the remaining 10%? So remaining 10% is pulp or the edible part. So when you dry a grape, water, some quantity of water will evaporate in atmosphere, but this pulp will remain as it is. The pulp will neither decrease nor increase, not in terms of percentages, quantity. Suppose the pulp is 2 kg now, then even after drying you will notice that pulp is still 2 kg only, because evaporation or drying affects only the content, the water, not the pulp. So this is the internal structure of fresh grape. They are saying that when this grape is dry, when it becomes dried, we notice that water is only 20% of it. So now because water has evaporated, much quantity of water has evaporated, so water is only 20% of it. What does that mean? 100 minus 20%, that means remaining 80% is pulp. Remaining 80% would be pulp. Now what is common between the fresh grape and dried grape? The quantity of pulp has not changed. So this is dried grape. Quantity of pulp has not changed. So I can say 10% of fresh grape, 10% into fresh, F for fresh grapes, must be equal to 80% of dried grapes. 80% of dried grapes, because quantity of pulp has not changed. So I can write this equation. So from here you can get a ratio. F by D will be equal to 80% by 10%. So that is equal to 8 by 1. So what is the question? What is the weight of dry grapes available from 20 kgs of fresh grapes? So if the value of F is given, fresh grape is 20 kgs, we have to understand that if 20 kgs of fresh grape was put to dry, how much of dry grape will I get? So you use this relationship, you will get the answer that D is equal to 20 by 8, comes out to be 2.5 kgs. So you have to just understand what will this fraction be. So 90% water means 100 minus 10%, that means 100 minus 90%, that is equal to 10%. So concentrate on pulp. So concentrate on pulp, form this equation. With the help of equation you will get this ratio, and with the help of this ratio you can solve it immediately. Let's move to the next one. So if grapes are 92% water and raisins are 20% water, so what is the relationship between grapes? So grapes are fresh, raisins are dried. So when it is dried it is known as raisins, and when it is fresh it is known as grapes. So that is the relationship. So 92% is water. So 100 minus 92, so 8% is pulp. So 8% is pulp. So I am forming that equation that 8% of fresh is equal to, so raisin. So in raisin 20% is water. So 100 minus 20, 80% is pulp. So 80% of dried. So from here I will get a ratio F by D is equal to 80 by 8. So 10 by 1. Now let's put the values. So in the question it is given that how much did a quantity of raisins which currently weighs 10 pounds. So the dried value is given. That means after it is dried, we have found out that it is 10 pounds. We have to understand that how much was it when it was fresh. So 10 pounds. We use this relationship is equal to 10 by 1. So F must be 10 into 10, 100 pounds. So this is the answer. So let's see. So fresh and dried. So in fresh 99% is water. So 100 minus 99 is 1%. So 1% of fresh is pulp. Pulp does not change. So I write equal to. So in dried, water content is 98%. So when it is dried, water content becomes 98%. So 100 minus 98 is what? 2% is equal to 2% of dried. So from here I see off means what? Off is into. So you would be confused that how can I write this relation, because off simply means multiply. So F by D is equal to 2 by 1. Now let's put the value. What is the weight of grapes after evaporation? Quantity of fresh grape is given 1 kg. 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. So 1000 gram fresh. How much dry will you obtain? So you use this ratio. So from here D comes out to be 1000 by 2. That is equal to 500 grams. So if you take this approach, you can see that you can get the answer within 30-35 seconds. See, in Vidya Guru, same question is solved using 3 to 4 methods. And then we analyze carefully that which method is taking least amount of time. Because we try to teach only, because you have limited time. You have so many subjects to cover. So when you prepare with Vidya Guru, you can be assured that whatever method we are teaching you, we have 3 to 4 more ways to solve this. But we have already done that. We have a watch with us. Same question is solved by many faculties. Then whatever the best approach is, we feel that this approach takes the least amount of time. We put only that method before our students. So when you have a look at our videos, you can have a look at videos of other institutes as well. Same question, but you will find that lengthy solutions are there. So it's a simple waste of time. Fine. So in case you are preparing for any competitive exam, any government exam or banking, SSC, CGL, because I guess you are preparing, that's why you are looking at this video. So I would suggest you that be a bit more serious, and before, taking a decision to buy a course from any particular institute. So it's a very critical decision. So before, buying course from any institute, I would suggest you that you please visit our website once. You will immediately understand that how our course material is different from what others are teaching. You will often find that other teachers are simply shouting on the screen. I mean, shouting does not make you a good teacher. So that's a different story. So you can visit this website. You will get to know that if you purchase a particular course, that how many hours of videos would you be given. So you can access our, you will have access to timed test. You will be getting this thing which most of the other institute does not provide to you, shortcuts and tricks. As I told you, more than one methods will be taught to you, and we will leave it up to you that whichever method comes comfortable to you, you can carry that forward. So fine. So if you are preparing for any of these exams, SSC, banking, CDS, CLAT, so please kindly visit our website. Here is the URL for the same. And if you have any queries, if you want to know more detail about the courses, so you can call on our number. So you can see the numbers here. If you have any detailed query, if you want some explanation, you can mail it to us. Fine. So now let's get back to the percentages. Now you can have a look at this question. So these type of questions have become really common these days. And when you see this question for the first time, it will take you at least 3 minutes to solve it. And most of the students fail to solve this question. So I would suggest that you pause this video, take 10 seconds to read this question. So dear students, before I read out the question to you, let's understand a few basic things. So in these pattern of questions, 2 elections are mentioned. I mean, there are only 2 political parties. 2 political parties would be mentioned. 2 elections would be mentioned. Election 1 and election 2. There are only 2 political parties. We call them political party 1 and political party 2. Total number of votes would be given. Total votes. Let's suppose total votes is equal to X. So if it is given that first party have got 100 votes, so you must immediately conclude, you must understand by default. So if X people have voted, there are only 2 parties. So if somebody is not voting for you, that means he is voting for your opponent. So only 100 people voted for you. So the remaining people must have voted for your opponent. So if 100 people vote for you, total X voters are there. So X minus 100 votes have gone to your opponent. So you have to keep this thing in mind. Now let's suppose 2 elections are mentioned. So next year again election is held. Total number of voters do not increase or decrease. So if next year again the election is held, then it will be told to you that votes of one of the parties increased. Suppose the vote of this party increased by 10%. So votes increased, that means some vote of this party was transferred. Some vote was transferred. So whatever votes increase in party 2, exactly that much votes have been lost by party 1. So this is the premise of these kind of questions when only 2 parties are participating in election and more election is held 2 times because of some reason, repolling, fraud, or maybe next year. So 2 times elections are held and only 2 political parties are participating. Now let us read out this question. So what is the question telling? The number of votes not cast for PNC party. So there are 2 parties. Let's call them PNC. And what is the other party? Other party's name is not mentioned. So let's call them opponents, opposition or opponent. So the number of votes not cast. So if somebody is not giving vote to you, it means that person is giving vote to your opponent. So the number of votes not cast for PNC party increases by 25% in national general election over those not cast for it in the previous assembly polls. So 2 election was mentioned. One was assembly poll, assembly election, that means local election. Other is national election. So 2 times elections are held. Only 2 parties are participating, PNC and opposition. So PNC and opposition. What else do we know? Now the shortest possible approach, as I already told you, the purpose of these videos are to bring before you the shortest method. So please see, since we are dealing with percentage, the only percentage mentioned here is 25%. So what is being said? Votes not cast for PNC party increases by 25%. So 25% is equal to 1/4 of something. Votes not cast for PNC party means what? Votes casted for opponent. So votes casted for opponent increased by 25%. Simply it means in mathematically speaking, this is what this statement means. Votes not cast for PNC, that means votes casted for opponent. So here is the shortcut. You, as 25% is 1/4 of something, so you assume this thing to be 4x. So if this is 4x, it will be easy for you to calculate 25% of that. So 25% of 4x means what? 1/4 of 4x. 1/4 of 4x means what? X. So if last year or last election this party had received 4x votes, in this election it must have received 5x votes. 4x plus x increased by 25%. Fine. Just understand what the approach is. Total number of voters is equal to 2,60,000. 2,60,000. In most of the institute, they will ask you to write here 2,60,000 minus 4x, because total voter is 2,60,000. If opponent is getting 4x, then you are getting the remaining vote. But we have noticed that this approach takes more time. So I am bringing before you the shortest approach. So you assume it to be second variable y. Fine. Now understand something. This political party have gained how much vote? This political party have gained plus x votes. From 4x it has become 5x. So it has gained plus x. It means the PNC party must have lost exactly this much vote. Vote got transferred, x transferred from PNC to the other party, opponent. So in this election you can say PNC must have got y minus x, because vote got transferred from here. X vote must have been transferred here, that's why 4x became 5x. Now coming to the question says because of this transfer of vote PNC party lost. So PNC party lost. So last time PNC had won. PNC had won, and this time PNC lost. Second time PNC lost. So it is being said that this time PNC lost by a majority twice as large by that which it had won the assembly election. So last time PNC had won. So let's find the majority. Majority means what? Winner's vote minus loser's vote, the difference in votes. So that is majority. So majority, last election's majority, who was the winner? Winner was PNC. So winner's vote was more, loser's vote is less. So difference of vote, winner minus loser, y minus 4x. So this is the majority of last election. What is the majority of this election? In this election, who is winner? Opponent is winner. So this election's majority is opponent's vote because he is winner minus PNC's vote because PNC has lost this time. So this comes out to be 5x minus plus. So this becomes 6x minus y. So it is being said that this time PNC has lost by a majority which is twice as large as the last year's majority. So last year's majority, if you multiply this by 2, this will become equal to 6x minus y. This is what it means, that this year's majority is twice of that of last year. So let's multiply and see. So 2y minus 8x is equal to 6x minus y. So from here, what can you conclude? This y comes this side, 3y is equal to 14x. 3y is equal to 14x, or you can say that y by x is equal to 14 by 3. Now here lies the beauty of this approach. Consider first election. In first election, this party has got y votes, the other party had got 4x vote. Total number of votes is 2600. So 2,60,000 must be equal to y plus 4x. Y plus 4x. Here we have found out the value of y by x. it would have been better if we would have found the value of y by 4x. So let's do it. If y by x is equal to this much, so y by 4x must be equal to this much. You multiply this by 4. So this is equal to 14 by 12. So what does this mean? This is the total number of votes. If you consider the data for first election, 14 parts went to first party, 12 parts went to second party. So you distribute, you will get the answer. How many voted for PNC party? So out 14 parts went to first party, PNC party, 12 parts went to its opponent. So 2,60,000 into 14 divided by 14 plus 12, 26. So you can see, you can cancel 10,000. So 1,40,000. So 1,40,000 is the final answer. So let's see another such example, then you will see how beautifully this approach works. You don't have to get into too much of calculation, and how it is a time saver. So next, understand what is being told to us. In an election, 2,400 people voted for, okay, we need more space. So let's move to next. Same question, but I'm removing the options now. We will come to it later. In an election, 2,400 people voted for either party A or party B. That means only two political parties are fighting election. Total number of votes 2,400. Party A won the election, but a re-poll was ordered the next day. So next day again the voting took place. So two elections are again mentioned here. So election 1 and election 2. So two parties are there, A and B. A and B we write here. We will write the number of votes they received. So what happened in second election, next day election? So here you remember that A has won. Today A won. Next day again election was held. So next day 33.33% of the voters of party A did not go to vote. So 33.33% is equal to 1/3 of anything. So we assume comfortable values that today 3x voters have voted for A. So next day 1/3 of them will not go to vote at all. So X did not vote next day. Did not vote next day. What more is given? Some voters of party A changed their mind and voted for party B. That means from remaining 2x, because next day out of 3x, x did not go to vote at all. So next day out of 2x, some people voted for B. So what happened because of that? Thus party B got exactly double the votes it got yesterday. So suppose that yesterday party B had got Y votes. So today party B have got double that votes. So 2Y. So you can say party B has gained Y votes. Party B. So it means party A must have lost exactly that much votes. So this Y votes got transferred from here to here. So why we are subtracting from 2x, why not from 3x? Because it is already given that 33.33% voters did not come out to vote only. So this is the total structure of the election. Fine. So what happened in the second election? A lost. So here A has lost, or I can say B has won. Now let's find out the majority. So majority for first election. So who was the winner? A was the winner. So 3x minus Y was the majority. In second election, who is the winner? B is the winner. So to find the majority, winner's vote minus the loser's vote. So 2y minus 2x minus 2y. So this comes out to be, if you subtract 2y minus 2x minus y, so this minus minus becomes plus, and this election's majority comes out to be 3y minus 2x. What is being told? That A lost by a majority which was half of the previous day's majority. So if you half this, only then this becomes equal to this much. So I can say this is the equation. So let's solve it. 3x minus y is equal to, multiply this by 2, 6y minus 4x. So x goes that side, becomes 7x, y comes this side, becomes 7y. Oh, very interesting. So x is equal to y. So x is equal to y. Fine. So question is, how many people voted for party A and party B on day 2? So x is equal to y. So I can assume that first day, what had happened on first day? 2400 people have voted. So 2400 have voted. 3x for first party and y for second party. Now we know that x is equal to y. So I can say that this is also x. So 2400 in the ratio 3:1. So 1800 and 600. So this is what happened on first day, 1800 and 600. So next day B's vote was doubled. So next day, that means B's vote was doubled. So from 600 it must have become 1200. What happened to A's vote? 1/3 people did not come to vote at all. So out of 1800, only 1200 came out to vote. So 1200 came out to vote minus y. Y is what? 600. So 1200 minus 600. So A got only 600 votes on that day. Question is, how many votes did party A and party B get on day 2? So 600 and 1200. So let's see. So yes, this is the correct answer, 600 and 1200. So this is the approach, that you don't go for subtracting from this value, because if you deal with subtracting from such large number, it is time consuming. So again, students, I would like to remind you, it will be one of the best decisions of your career. So before making any mind, or if you want just a generic information about how to prepare for SSC or how to prepare for banking, please visit our website. And if you like this video, I would request all of you that please do like this video, and I would also request you to subscribe to our channel, because if you like this video, it gives us a feedback, it is a kind of encouragement for us, so we keep making such videos in future as well. And if you subscribe, so that in future if we upload any more videos, it will be notified to you. Fine. So let's continue. Now this is again very common pattern of questions. The price of sugar is increased by 20%. By what percent must the consumption of sugar be decreased so that expenditure on sugar may remain the same? Now please understand something. Expenditure means total money that you spend on something. So expenditure depends on two things: how much quantity you are buying, and the unit price of that quantity. For example, if you are buying 5 kgs of sugar and price of 1 unit or price of 1 kg is, let's say, rupees 18, then I would say that my expenditure is equal to 18 into 5 or 5 into 18. So quantity multiplied by unit price. So question says the price of a sugar is increased by 20%. We will see a brilliant shortcut for this, but just understand how that shortcut works. The price of a sugar is increased by 20%. So if something increases by 20%, what do? Suppose X increases by 20%, then we multiply it with 1.2. So it is saying that price of sugar is increased by 20%. So unit price you have to multiply by 1.2, or you can say 120 by 100. This is 1.2. I will tell you the shortcut. See, please understand the significance of this. If this is the original value, then this is the changed value. 100 becoming 120 signifies increase by 20%. So that increase is reflected here. Question says by what percentage must the consumption of sugar be decreased so that expenditure remains the same. Expenditure will remain the same. How will it remain? You have just multiplied these numbers. So to cancel the effect of these numbers, if you multiply 100 and 120 here, this 100 will cancel out this 100 and this 120 will cancel out this 120. So expenditure will remain E only. All these numbers will cancel each other out. So that is the meaning that expenditure may remain the same. So that means if you multiply here with 120 by 100, it has a counter effect. The counter effect is that the other quantity gets multiplied by the reciprocal. So here what you have said, increase by 20%. So this is original. This is original and this is changed value. So 100 became 120. Same is the case here. This is original and this is changed. So suppose till yesterday you were buying 120 kgs of sugar. So from today onwards you would be able to buy only 100 kgs. So now you can find your answer. What must be the, how much consumption should you decrease? So I am saying that till yesterday you were buying 120 kgs originally, but from today onwards, changed value, you would be able to buy only 100 kgs. How can I say? By looking at these numbers. Fine. So now you can solve it. Percentage decrease is of 20. So 20 is what percentage of 120? So you will get the answer as 16.66%. Now what is the shortcut? To understand the shortcut, let's see what we did. This 20% would be mentioned in the question. So start from 100. It is said increased. So if 100 has become 120, this shows increase. So answer is hidden in 120 and 100. So answer is hidden here. Now to bring back 120 to 100, what will you do? So to bringing back 120 from 100 is 16.66% decrease. So this is the shortcut. Let's see the meaning of this shortcut here. If the duty of an article is reduced by 40% of its present rate, so duty you can consider the price. By how much percent must its consumption increase in order that revenue remains unaltered? So revenue, how much revenue government is earning is equal to duty per product into consumption. How much goods is being bought? So it is said that duty is reduced by 40%. So start from 100. So 100 reduces by 40%. That means 100 became 60. So answer is hidden in, you have to bring back 60 to 100. You will get the answer. What is the percentage consumption increase? So bringing back 60 to 100. So increase 40 in 60. So 40 is what percentage of 60? So 40 is what percentage of 60? So 2 by 3, answer is 66.66%. So this is the shortcut. Fine. Let's take a couple of more example. If the price of petrol increases by 25%, so start from 100. 100 became 125, increases by 25%. By how much must a user cut down his consumption so that his expenditure remains constant? So remains constant, this is the keyword. So 100 has jumped to 125. Answer is hidden here. Bring back. So bringing back 125 to 100 means what? Decreasing. So percentage decrease. How much you have decreased? You have decreased 25. 125 has become 100. So decrease is of 25. Percentage decrease. 25 is what percentage of 125? Because you are decreasing 125 to make it 100. So 25 has to be compared with 125. So 25 is what percentage of 125? So answer is 20%. Let's see one last. This is a bit different from what we have seen here. If the price of petrol increases by 25% and Raj intends to spend only an additional 15% on petrol. So this time expenditure is also going up by 15%. Question is, by how much percent will he reduce the quantity of petrol purchased? So expenditure is equal to quantity into price. Price has gone up by 25%. So price have already been multiplied by this much. What do we know? We know that expenditure has also gone up by this much. So we know that the final effect was this much. This will signify. So we have to simply find out that what is this percentage about, what fraction is this, what is this fraction. We have to simply determine this fraction. So cancel every other term. So 115 by 100 is equal to this fraction into 125 by 100. So this fraction is equal to 115. You cross multiply into 100 by 100 into 125. So these both can be cancelled out. 4 by 5. So 5 and 115 will cancel each other out. So 25, 20, 3 times. So 23 into 4, 92 by 100. So what can you see? You can see that this fraction is 92 by 100. That means if original value was 100, the changed value is only 92. So you can see, easily notice that there is a decrease of 8%. So student, I would again like to request you that please like this video if you have learned at least a bit from this video, and kindly do subscribe to our channel. So thank you.